They've been moving away from more than 2 hours now. Priests have come from every town. The church looks beautiful. Magdalena fainting during the service bones.
She's the one who's going to be the loneliest.
She's the only one her father loved. Thank God we're alone for a moment. I came back here to eat.
If Bernarda should see you...
She's not eating. She would like it if we all start. Bossy. Tyrant. But she be the loser. I bought her jar sausages.
Poncia, why don't you give me some for my little girl?
Come and take a handful of garbanzo stew today. She won't notice.
Bernarda!
The old lady. Is she locked up tight?
With 2 turns of the key.
You should fasten the bolt too. She has fingers like 5 skeleton keys.
Bernarda!
She's coming! Scrap everything clean. If Bernarda doesn't see things shine, she'll pull out the few hairs I have left.
What a woman!
She tyrannizes everyone around her. She could sit in the hut and watch you die for a whole year without taking that cold man down face. Scrap those tiles.
My hands are bleeding from all this carving.
She, the most immaculate. She, the most decent. She, the most superior. Her poor husband has earned a good rest.
Did all his relatives come?
Hers did. His people hate her. They came to see him dead and make the sign of the cross.
Are there enough chairs?
More than enough. Let them sit on the floor. Since Bernarda's father died, people haven't been back to this house. She doesn't want them to see her domain. Damn her.
She's been good to you.
30 years washing her sheets. 30 years eating her leftovers. Nights watching over her when she coughs. Entire days peering through cracks to spy on the neighbors and bring her the gossip. A life with no secrets from each other. And yet, damn her. May she have a horrible pain, like nails stuck in her eyes.
Poncia!
But I'm a good dog. I bark when I'm told to, and I snap at beggars when she sets me on them. My sons work in fields, and they are both married now. But someday, I'll be sick of it.
And on that day?
On that day, I will lock myself in a room with her, and spit at her for a whole year, for this Bernarda, for that and for the other. And she's like a lizard that children have smashed to pieces. That's what she is, and so is her whole family. I certainly don't envy the way she lives. She has 5 girls, 5 ugly daughters. But except for Angustias, the oldest, who is her fair husband, child, and had some money. The rest, lots of land debts, lots of linen sheets, but bread and grapes is all they will inherit.
I would like to have what they have.
What you and I have is a hole to be buried when we die.
That's all the land they give to us who have nothing.
This crystal, have some spots on it.
Neither shop nor Fernando will take them off.
The last prayer. I go with Nova to listen. I love the way the priest sings. In the Pater Noster, his voice rose higher and higher like a water pitcher being filled little by little. Of course, at the end, it cracked, but it's glorious to hear him. Even so, there's no one like Erst-Blita, the old sacristan. He sang at the Mass for my mother. May she rest in peace. When he sang the Amen, it seemed as if a wolf had come into the church. Amen!
You should pulverize your wind cry.
I'd rather pulverize something else.
Ding ding dong, ding ding dong. May God forgive him. Floors polished with oil, cupboards, pedestals, steel beds. It's a bitter thing to swallow when you live in a mud hut with only 1 plate and 1 spoon. I only hope one day not one of us is left to tell about it. Yes, toll away, bringing its coffin with the silk towels and the gold ring to carry it with. In the end, you'll be the same as me. Rot away, Antonio Maria Benavides. Never again will you lift up my skirts behind the back cover. Rot away. Ay, Antonio Maria Benavides. You'll never again see this world, nor eat the bread of this house. Of those who serve you, I love you the most. Must I go on living after you have gone? Must I go on living?
Silence.
Bernarda.
Less screaming and more word. You should think everything was clean to receive the mourners. Get out of here. This is not where you belong. The poor are like animals. They seem to be made of other substances.
Poor people have their sorrows too.
But they forget them when there's a plate of garbanzos in front of them.
But you must eat to live.
At your age, one does not speak in front of elder ones. Sit down.
Be quiet, child.
I had never let anyone lecture me. Magdalena, don't cry. If you want to cry, crawl under your bed. Did you hear me?
Have you begun to thread your wig?
Yesterday.
The sun beats down like lead. I haven't known it to be this hot in years.
Is the lemonade ready?
Yes, Bernarda.
Give some to the men.
They are having some at the factory.
Have them leave the way they came in. I don't want them coming through here.
Pepe Romano was with them at the funeral.
He was there.
His mother was there. She saw his mother. Neither she nor I saw Pepe.
I think I saw him.
The one who was there was the widower from the Raval, standing very near to your aunt. All of us saw him.
Wicked, more than wicked.
It sounded like a knife.
In charge, women should look at no man but the priest, and at him only because he's wearing skirt. Whoever turns her head is on the prowl for a man.
Drat up a lizard.
Blessed be God.
Forever,
Rest in peace, with the heavenly host watching over you.
Rest in peace.
With Saint Michael the Archangel and his sword of justice.
Rest in peace.
With the key that opens all and the door that closes all.
Rest in peace.
With all the blessed saints and the little lights of the fields.
Rest in peace.
With our holy charity and the land and sea.
Rest in peace.
Grant repose to our servant Antonio Maria Benavides, and give him the crown of your sacred glory.
Amen.
Requiem aeterna donais Domine.
Et lux perpetua lucea Teis.
Good health to pray for his soul. You'll never go without a hot loaf of bread or shelter for your daughters. May you continue to reap the harvest of your marriage.
The lemon left this bag of money for prayers.
Thank them and pour them a glass of brandy.
Magdalena.
Go home and criticize everything you have seen. I hope many years go by before you cross my threshold again.
You have nothing to complain about. The whole town came.
Yes, to fill my house with their sweat and their clothes, and poison tongue.
Mother, don't talk like that.
That's the way you must talk in this downtown, this town of wells, where you always drink the water thinking that it's poison.
Look what they've done to the floor.
You would think a head of gold had walked on it. Adela, give me a hand.
Here you are.
Is this the what you give to a widow? Give me another one and run to respect your father's memory.
Take mine.
What about you?
I don't feel warm.
Well, look for another. During these 8 years of mourning, no wind from the street will enter in this house. Pretend we have sealed up the doors and windows with bricks. That was how it was in my father's house and in my grandfather's house. In the meantime, you can start embroidering your trousers. Magdalena can embroider them.
It's all the same to me. If you don't want to embroider them, they'll go without embroidering. That way yours will stand out. Neither mine nor yours. I know I'm not going to get married. I'd rather carry sacks to the meet. Anything but sit in this dark room day after day.
That's what it means to be a woman.
To hell with being a woman.
Here you do what I tell you to do. You can't go to your father with your stories anymore. I'm even an appeal for females, and I'm even away for males. That's what it is for people born with males.
Bernarda! Let me out!
Let her out, now!
I could hardly hold him. Your mother is 80 years old, but she's as strong as an oak.
She takes after my grandfather. He was just the same.
Several times during the funeral, I had to cover his mouth with an empty sack because she wants to go to you. Some dishwasher to drink and dog meat. It's what she says you give her.
She can let off steam out in the patio.
Don't worry, she won't throw herself in.
It's not because of that. Out there, the neighbors can see her from the window.
We're going to change our clothes.
Very well. But don't take the kerchief off your head. Where is Angustias?
I saw her peering through a crack in the front door. The men had just left.
Why were you at the front door too?
I went to see if the hens had laid.
But the men have already left.
A group of them was still standing outside.
Angustias! Angustias!
What do you want?
Who are you looking at and what?
But no one.
Is it proper for a woman of your class to go chasing after a man on the day of your father's funeral mass? Answer me! Who are you looking at? It's no one! You take me! You take me!
Bernarda! Calm down!
Get out of here, all of you!
She did it without thinking what she was doing, which was clearly wrong. It seemed strange to me to see her sneaking off towards the patio. And then she stood at the window, listening at the men's conversation, which as always was not fit to hear.
That's why they come to funerals. And what were they talking about?
They were talking about Bacala Rosetta. Last night, they tied her husband up in a stove, threw her over the back of a horse, and carried her to the top of the olive grove.
What about her?
Her? She agreed to it. They say she rode with her breast hanging out, and Maximiliano held her as if he were playing a guitar.
Then what happened?
What was bound to happen? It was done when they got back. Bacala Rosetta had her hair undone, and was wearing a crown of flowers on her head.
She's the only loose woman we have in this town.
Because she's not from here, she's from far away. And the men who went with her are the sons of her strangers too. The men around here wouldn't dare do that.
No, but they like to watch it and talk about it and lick their fingers over what goes on.
They say a lot, nothing.
What?
I'm embarrassed to mention them.
And my daughter's hair?
Of course.
That one takes after her. Soft and slippery, making sheep's eyes like a little barber who flattered them. How I must suffer and struggle to get people to behave decently and not like savages.
Your daughters are old enough to get married now. They give you little enough trouble. Angustias must be over 30 by now.
39 to be exact.
Imagine. And she has never had a suitor.
None of them has had a suitor or needs one. They can go by very well.
I didn't mean to offend you.
For 100 miles around, no one can measure up to them. The men around here are not from the class. What would you have me to do? To turn them to our self-in hand?
You should have gone to some other town.
Of course, to tell them!
No! Bernarda. To change. Of course, in other places, they would be the poor ones.
Hold that bitch!
No one can talk to you! Can we? Or can we not be honest with each other?
We cannot. You're my servant. I pay you. Nothing more.
Don Arthur is here. He's come to discuss the will.
Put the things of the deceased in the big chest.
We could give some things away.
Nothing. Not one button. Not even the kerchief we used to cover his face.
Have you taken your medicine?
For all the good is going to do me,
But you have taken it.
I do things I have no faith in, but I do them like clockwork.
You seem lifeless since the new doctor arrived.
I feel the same.
Or did you notice? Adelela wasn't at the funeral.
I knew she wouldn't be. Her fiancé wouldn't let her go out. Not even to the front door. She used to be full of fun. Now she doesn't even powder her face.
Nowadays, you don't know whether it's better to get engaged or not.
It's all the same.
The problem is we're always being criticized. They want us to enjoy life. Adelela must have had a terrible time.
She's afraid of Mother. She's the only one who knows the true story of her father and how he got his lands. Every time she comes here, Mother needles her about it. Her father killed his first wife's husband in Cuba, so he could marry her himself. Then here, he deserted her and ran off with another woman who had a daughter. And then he had an affair with this girl, Adelaida's mother. And he married her after his second wife when Madame died.
That despicable man. Why isn't he in prison?
Because men cover up for each other in these kind of things, and no one dares to make accusations.
But Adela's not to blame for that.
No, but things have a way of repeating themselves, and I see how it all follows a terrible pattern. And she'll suffer the same fate as her mother and her grandmother, the two wives of the man who fathered her.
What an awful thing.
It's better never to lay eyes on a man. Since I was a child, I've been afraid of them. I used to see them in the corral, joking the oxen and loading the sacks of wheat, with loud voices and clumsy feet. I was always afraid for growing up, for fear of suddenly finding myself in their clutches. God made me weak and ugly and sent them forever apart from me.
Don't say that. Enrique Humanis was after you, and he used to like you.
The things people make up. One time, I stood at the window in my nightgown until daylight, because his fiance's daughter told me he was going to come. And he didn't. It was all just talk. And he married someone with more money than me.
And Douglas the devil.
What do they care about ugliness? All they care about is land, oxen, and a meek little dog to cook for them.
What are you doing?
I'm just here.
And you?
I've been going through the rooms to walk a little, to see the pictures grandmother embroidered on canvas. The wool little dog, the black man wrestling with the lion. That we liked so much when we were children. Those were happier times. Our wedding lasted 10 days, and walking tours were not the fashion. Today, there is more finesse. But brides wear white veils, like in big cities, and we drink bottled wine, but inside we rot away over what people will say.
God knows what went on them.
One of your shoe lances is untied.
What difference does it make?
You'll step on it and you'll fall.
One less.
Where is Adela?
She put on her green dressing made to wear on her birthday, went out to the corral and began to shout, "Chickens, chickens, look at me." I had to laugh.
If mother had seen her.
Poor little thing. She's the youngest of us, and she has dreams. I would give anything to see her happy.
What time is it?
It must be 12 by now.
So late?
It's just about to strike.
Do you know about it yet?
No.
Come on.
I don't know what you're referring to.
You two know more than I do. You always have your head together like two little sheep, but you never confide in anyone else. About Pepe Romano. They are already talking about it in town. Last night, Pepe Romano was to marry Angustias. Last night was circling the house, and I know he's going to sell someone to ask for her hand soon.
I'm glad. He's good looking.
Me too. Angustias has good qualities.
Neither one of you is glad.
Magdalena, really?
If he wanted Angustias for herself, Angustias as a woman, I would be glad. But he wants her money. Even though Angustias is our sister, and in this family we know she's old, in poor health, and has always had the least to offer of any of us. After all, if she looked like a scarecrow when she was 20, what can she look now is 40?
Don't talk that way. Luck comes to the one who least expects it.
After all, she's telling the truth. Angustias has all her father's money. She's the only rich one in this house. Now that her father is dead and the estate is being sold, they are coming after her.
Pepe Romano is 25 years old, and the best looking man around. And it would be natural for him to be interested in you, Amelia, or in Oradela, who is only 20 years old, but not come looking for the gloomiest person in this house, a woman who talks through the nose like her father did.
Maybe he likes that.
I never could stand your hypocrisy.
God help us. God help us.
Have the chicken seen you yet?
And what would you like me to do?
If mother sees you, she'll drag you out by the hair.
I had such dreams about this dress. I planned to wear the day we're going out to eat watermelons. Down by the water wheel. There wouldn't have been another like it.
It's a lovely dress.
And it suits me very well. It's the best one Magdalena has ever made.
What did the chicken say?
They made me a gift of a few fleas that be my legs.
What you could do is dye it black.
The best thing she could do is to give it to Angustias to wear it when she marries Pepe Romano.
But Pepe Romano, haven't you heard? No.
Well, now you know.
But that's not possible.
Money makes everything possible.
Is that why she went out after the funeral and was looking through the door? And that man has the nerve to...
You have the nerve to do anything.
anything.
What are you thinking, Adela?
I'm thinking that the spirit of mourning has caught me at the worst possible time.
You'll soon get used to it.
I will not get used to it. I can't give up that. I don't want my body to dry up like yours. I don't want to grow old and waste away in these rooms. Tomorrow, I'll put on my green dress and go walking down the street. I want to get out.
Adela, the poor thing, how she misses her father. Be quiet.
What goes for one goes for all.
The maid almost heard you.
Pepe Roman is coming on the street. Let's go watch. You're not going?
I don't care.
Since he'll be coming around the corner, you can see him better from the window in your room.
Drop down, Will.
What a lot of money was left on Lucia's.
Yes.
And to the others, so much less.
You said that to me 3 times now, and I didn't choose to answer you. So much less, a lot less. Don't remind me of it again. Angustias!
Mother,
Have you even dared to powder your face? Have you even dared to wash your face on the day of your father's death? He was not my father! Man died some time ago. Don't you remember him anymore? You owe more to that man, the father of your sisters, than you do to your own. Thanks to that man, your future is assured.
You will see, you know that.
From your out of respect, mother, let me go. Go. After you take that powder off your face, quickly!
Bernarda! Don't be so hard on her!
You're the image of your aunt. Now get out!
What is going on?
What is going on?
Magdalena!
What is going on?
Nothing.
Nothing is going on.
If you are arguing about the inheritance, you're the richest. You keep it all.
Keep your tongue in its place. Don't entertain the illusion that you're going to be a match for me until I leave this house feet first. I will make the decisions, my own and yours.
Bernarda! Where is my mantilla? I don't want any of you to have anything of mine. Not my rings, not my black moire dress. Because none of you is going to get married. Not one. Bernarda, give me my pearl necklace.
Why did you let her in?
She got away from me.
I escaped because I want to get married to a beautiful man from the edge of the sea, since the men around here run away from women.
Be quiet, mother.
No, I won't be quiet. I don't like to see these old maids itching to get married, their hearts turning to dust. I want to go to my own village, Bernarda, to get married and be happy. Lock her up. Let me go out. Get her. All of let me go out. I want to get away from here. To get married at the edge of the sea. At the edge of the sea. Bernarda!
I've already cut the third sheet. It's for Amelia.
Angustias, should I put Pepe's initials on it too?
No. Adela, aren't you coming?
She must be lying down. Something's wrong with that girl. She seems restless, shaky, frightened, as if she had a lizard between her breasts.
There's nothing wrong. Not less wrong with her than with any of us.
All of us, except Angustias.
I feel just fine, and anyone who doesn't like it can go to the devil.
Of course, one must admit the best things of you have always been your figure and your tact.
Fortunately, I shall be getting out of this hell.
Perhaps you won't be getting out.
Stop that talk. And besides, cold in your purse is better than dark ice in your face.
In one ear and out the other. Open the door to the patio to see if we can get a little fresh air.
Last night it was so hot, I couldn't go to sleep.
Neither could I. I got up to cool off, and I see a black storm cloud and even a few drops of rain.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning and the heat was racing up out of the ground. I got up too. Angustias was still at her window with Pepe.
So late? What time did he leave?
Magdalena, why ask if you saw
He
him?
must have left about 1:30.
Yes, how do you know?
I heard him go, and I heard the pony stamping his hooves.
But I heard him leave around 4 o'clock.
That couldn't have been him.
I'm sure of it.
I thought so too. How very strange.
Tell me, Angustias, what did he say to you the first time he came to your window?
Nothing, it was just talk. It is strange how two people who suddenly met see each other through a window, greeting, and just like that they're engaged. Well, it didn't bother me.
I feel I don't know what.
Not me, because when a man approaches a window guarding, he already knows from people who come and go and who fetch and carry that the answer would be yes. But he must have asked, of course.
And how did he ask you?
No special way. You already know I am here. I need a woman well behaved, and that's you if you agree.
This seems embarrassing.
And me, but you have to get through them.
Did he say any more?
Yes, he did all the talking. What about you? I couldn't. My heart almost jumped out of my mouth. It was the first time I was ever alone with a man at night.
And such a good-looking man.
He's not bad.
Such things I see for people with little experience, who talk and say things and wave their hands around. Martino, please come here. The first time my husband, Evaristo the Batman, came to my window,
What happened?
it was very dark. I saw him getting closer, and when he arrived, he said, "Good evening." "Good evening," I said to him, and we didn't speak for more than half an hour. The sweat was running down my whole body. Then he kept coming closer and closer, as if he wanted to squeeze through the bars. And he said, in a very low voice, "Come here, so I can feel you."
Oh, I thought mother was coming. She was
Set up straight.
she'll hear us.
Afterwards, he behaved himself. Instead of doing other things, he took up breeding finches until he died. Anyway, it's best for single women like you to know that 15 days after the wedding, a man leaves the bed for the table, and then the table for the tavern. And any woman who doesn't accept it rots away crying in a corner.
You weren't alone with it.
I could handle him.
It's true that you hit it sometimes.
Yes, and I almost put his eye out.
That's how all women should be.
I'm from the same school as your mother. One time he said one thing or another to me, and I killed all of his finches with the vessel from my kitchen water.
Adela, you shouldn't miss this.
Adela!
I'll go and see.
That child is ill.
Of course, she hardly sleeps.
What does she do?
How do I know what she does?
Well, you will know better than me, since you sleep with only a wall between you.
Envy's eating her up.
Don't exaggerate.
I see it in her eyes. She's beginning to look a little mad. Don't talk about madness. This is the last place you can say that word.
Well, weren't you asleep?
I don't feel well.
Didn't you sleep well last night?
No.
Well then,
Leave me alone. Sleep or awake, it's none of your business. I'll do what I want with my body.
it's only my concern for you.
Concern or curiosity. Wearing your sewing will go on. I wish I were invisible, so I could walk through these rooms without being asked where I'm going.
Bernarda is calling you. The man who said Lace is here.
Don't look at me anymore. If you want, I'll give you my eyes. They're brighter. And my back to fix that crooked one of yours. But turn your head away when I pass.
Adela, she's your sister. Besides, she's the one who loves you the most.
She follows me everywhere.
Sometimes she peeks into my room to see if I'm asleep. She won't let me breathe. And it's always, what a shame about that face. What a shame about that body which will never belong to anyone. No, my body will be for anyone I please.
For Pepe el Romano. Isn't it?
What are you saying?
What I said, Adela.
Be quiet.
Do you think I haven't noticed?
Lower your voice.
Get rid of those thoughts.
What do you know?
All women can stare at through the walls. Tell me, where do you go at night when you get up?
I wish you were blind.
I have eyes in my head and in my hands when it comes to things like this. No matter how much I think about it, I can't figure out what you're up to. Why were you standing at the open window, half naked, with the light burning, the second time I came to talk with your sister?
That's not true.
Don't be childish, Adela. Leave your sister alone. And if you want Pepe Romano, control yourself. Besides, who says you can't marry him? Your sister Angustes is sickly. She won't even survive with her childbirth. She's old and narrow in the hips. And from what I know, I can tell she'll die. Then Pepe will do what all widows do in this country. He'll marry the youngest, the most beautiful. And that will be you. So live on that hope or forget him. Whatever you want. Just don't go against the law of God.
Be quiet.
I won't be quiet.
I know business. Spy, traitor.
I'll have to be your shadow. I have no affection for any of you, but I want to live in a decent house.
Your advice is useless. What can you say about me? That I lock myself in my room and don't open the door? That I don't sleep? I'm smarter than you are.
Don't defy me, Adela. Don't defy me. Because I can raise my voice, light the lamps, and make the bells ring.
No one can keep what has to happen from happening.
You care about him that much.
That much? When I look into his eyes, I feel as if I am slowly drinking in his blood.
I can't listen to you.
Well, you will listen to me. I was afraid of you, but now I'm stronger than you are.
Always arguing. Of course. She insists I go in this heat to the store to bring her I don't know what.
Did you buy me that bottle of perfume?
The most expensive. And the face powder. I put him on the table in your room.
And hold that vicious tongue.
We'll see about that.
Have you seen the lace?
The lace for Angus's wedding sheet, it's beautiful.
And this?
It's for me, for a shift.
You have to have a sense of humor.
Just for me to see. I don't have the need to accept myself to anyone.
No one sees you in your shift.
Sometimes, by other underclothes. It's one of the few pleasures I have left.
This lace is lovely for baby bonnets and Christmas gowns. I was never able to use it on mine. Now we'll see if Angustia uses it on hers. If she decides to have babies, you all will be suing morning and night.
I don't plan to sue a stitch.
Much less take care of someone else's children. Just look at the women down the street, sacrificing their lives for little brats.
They are better off than you. At least they laugh over there, and you can hear them bashing each other around.
Then we'll work for them.
No, I'm stuck in this convent now.
Magdalena, come with me to my room. What's the matter with you?
The heat makes me ill.
It's nothing more than that.
I wish November would come. The rainy days, the frost, anything but this endless summer.
It will soon pass and come again.
Of course. What time did you fall asleep last night?
I don't know, I sleep like a log. Why?
Because I think I heard people in the corral.
Yes?
Very late.
And you weren't afraid?
No, I heard it before, other nights.
We should be careful. Could it have been the field hands?
The field hands come at 6.
Perhaps a little stream.
That's it, it's Stramion.
We have to warn the others.
No, don't say anything. It could be my imagination.
Perhaps.
Amelia,
What?
nothing.
Why did you call me?
You to sleep out. I didn't mean to.
Lay down for a while.
Where is the picture of Pepe under my pillow? Which one of you has it? Neither one of us.
It's not as if Pepe were silver saint.
Where is the picture?
What picture?
One of you has hidden it from me.
You have the effrontery to say that?
Well, it was in my room and now it's not. Couldn't he have a sleep out in the middle of the night? Pepe likes to walk around in the moonlight.
Don't play tricks on me. When he comes, I'm going to tell him. Don't do that. It will turn out.
I would like to know which one of you has it.
Somebody, anybody but me.
Of course.
What is all this commotion in my house and in the silence of this heavy heat? The neighbors may have the ears glued to the wall.
They have stolen my fiance's picture.
Who?
Them.
Which of you has it? Answer me! Search in the rooms, look in the beds. This comes from not keeping you on a short leash, but I will handle your dreams. Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you look for it carefully?
Yes, mother.
At the end of my life, you made me drink the bitter poison a mother can swallow. Can you find it?
Here it is.
Where did you find it?
It was between the sheets of Martirio's bed.
Is that true?
It's true.
May God strike you dead. You two-faced scorpion, you thorn on my flesh!
Don't you hear me, mother?
As much as I
If
want.
I let you, do you hear that? Get away!
Don't be disrespectful to your mother.
Leave her alone, please.
Burns and tears left in those eyes.
I'm just going to cry just to please you.
Why did you take the picture?
Can I take a joke on my own sister?
It was not a joke. You've never liked games, never. It was something else, exploding in your heart, wanting to come out. Admit it openly once and for all.
Don't make me talk, because if I talk, walls will collapse in shame.
A vicious tongue never stops life.
Adela!
You're both crazy, and you told us with your sinful thoughts.
Others do things that are more even sinful.
Until they strip themselves naked, letting you sweep them away.
Shameless!
It's not my fault that Pepe Roman has chosen.
For your money!
Mother!
Silence!
For your peace and for your ulcers!
Silence, I said! I saw the storm coming, but I didn't think it would burst so soon. Oh, what a hailstone of hate you have dropped on my heart. But I'm not all yet. And I have 5 chains for you. So not even the witch will know my desolation. And I'll get out. Bernarda, remember, this is your duty.
May I speak?
Speak. I'm sorry you heard. It's in our voice to let an outsider get into the family circle.
What I have seen, I have seen.
Angustias must get married right away.
Of course, we must get her far away from here.
Not her. Him.
Of course, we have to get him far away from here. Good thinking.
I don't think. There are things we cannot and should not think. I give order.
Do you believe he'll want to leave?
What is going on in that head of yours?
He, of course, will marry Angustias.
Go on. I know you well enough to know you already have your knife out.
I never thought giving a warning will become murder.
Do you have something to warn me about?
I'm not making accusations, Bernarda. I'm only telling you. Open your eyes and you'll see.
See what?
You've always been clever. You can see evil people from 100 miles away. I have often believed you could read people's minds. But your children are your children. And about them, you are blind.
Are you referring to Martirio?
Well, when it comes to Martirio, why was she hide the picture?
After all, she said it was a joke. What else could it be?
Do you believe that?
I don't believe it. It is so.
All right, it's your family we're dealing with. But if it were the neighbor across the street, what would you think?
Now you're beginning to sharpen your knife.
Bernarda, something monstrous is happening here. I don't want to blame you, but you haven't allowed your daughters any freedom. Martirio is romantic, no matter what you say. Why didn't you let him marry Gumanes? Why did you send him a message not to come the very night he was coming?
And I will do it 1,000 times again. My blood will never mix of that of the Humanes family. Not as long as I live. His father was a field hand.
This is what comes from putting on airs.
I do, because I can afford to. And you don't, because you know very well where you come from.
Bernarda, don't remind me of that. I'm old now. I've always been grateful for protection.
It wouldn't seem so.
Martirio will forget about this.
And if she doesn't forget, the worse for her. I don't think there's something monstrous happening here. Nothing is happening here. And if something happens one day, Rest assured, it will not go beyond these walls.
I wouldn't be so sure. There are also people in town who can read hidden thoughts from a distance.
How do you like to see my daughters and I? To our way to the whorehouse.
No one can know her own fate.
I know my own fate! And that of my daughters. We leave this brothel to a certain woman who is already bad!
Bernarda, respect the memory of my mother.
Stop haunting me. You, with your evil thoughts.
It's best if I don't get mixed up in anything.
That's what you should do. Work and keep your mouth shut. That's the obligation of those who are paid to work.
But I can't! Don't you think that Pepe would be better off married to Martirio? Or yes, to Adela?
I don't think so.
Adela. Sí, dice el Romano's real fiancé.
Things are never the way we'll like them to be.
But it's very hard for people to turn away from their true inclinations. For Pepe to be with Angustia seems wrong. To me, to people, and even to the air. Who knows if they'll get their way?
If people in these towns want to be a false witness, they will find me as hard as flint. This matter is not going to be discussed.
Of course you are the strongest.
I've always been able to hold my own.
But it's strange. At her age, look at how taking Angustias is with her fiancé. And he seems to miss meeting too. Yesterday, my son told me that at 4:30, when he passed by with his oxen, they were still talking.
At 4:30?
That's a lie.
That's what I was told.
For more than a week, Pepe has been living here at 1 o'clock. May God strike me dead if I'm lying.
Go on.
I heard him leave at 4 too.
But did you see him with your own eyes?
I didn't want to be seen. Don't you usually talk through the window facing the alley?
I talk to the window in my bedroom.
Well,
What is going on here?
Careful, you'll find out. But it's clear that Pepe was at one of the windows of your house at 4 in the morning.
But do you know that for certain?
You don't know anything for certain in this life.
Mother, don't listen to someone who wants to destroy us all.
If people in this town want to hear about our false witness, they will find me as hard as flint. This matter is not going to be discussed.
I don't like to lie.
Then something is going on.
Nothing is going on. I was born with my eyes open, and I will keep them watching until I die.
I have the right to know.
You have no right except to obey. No one is going to push me or pull me. And you, take all care of your own affairs. Here, no one will make a step without me knowing.
There's a big crowd on the streets, and all the neighbors are at the door.
Run and find out what's happening. Where are you going? To the patio, all of you.
Be great if I didn't happen to open my mouth.
I could have said things too.
What do you say? Nancy's not doing.
She who can does. She who takes the first step. You wanted to, but you couldn't.
You won't like this much longer.
I'll have it all.
I'll tear you off his arms.
Martirio, leave me alone.
Never.
He wants me in his house.
I saw the way he embraced you.
I didn't want to. It was like being dragged by a rope.
You better off dead.
Bernarda,
What is going on?
Librada's daughter, the one who's not married, just had a baby, and no one knows who her father is.
A baby?
And to hide his shame, she killed it and put it under some rocks. And then some dogs, with more feelings than many creatures, and as if led by the hand of God, pulled it out and put it on their doorstep. Now they want to kill her. They are dragging her down the street, and the men are running down the paths and out of the olive groves.
Yes.
Shouting so loud, the fields are trembling.
Yes. Let them all bring whips made of olive branches and the handle of their hoes. Let them all come to kill her!
No, not to kill her.
Yes, kill her.
Any woman who tramples of decency should pay for it.
Don't go there. They should let her go.
She should pay for what she does.
Kill Kill her!
I'm going now. It's been a long visit.
Wait, Prudencia, we never see each other.
Has it got comfortable for you, Sandy?
Not yet.
How is your husband getting on?
The same.
We don't see him either.
You know how he is. Ever since he fought with his brothers over inheritance, he hasn't used the front door. He puts up a ladder and climbs over the wall and the courtroom.
He's a real man. And with your daughter?
He has not forgiven her.
He's right.
I don't know what to tell you. I suffer because of it.
A daughter who disobeys stops being a daughter and becomes an enemy.
I just let the water flow. The only comfort I have left is to take refuge in the church. But since my eyes are failing, I have to stop coming, because the children tease me. What is that?
The breeding stallion, locked up and kicking down the walls. He must be hot.
Are you going to breed him with your new mare?
At sunrise.
You've been good at reading up your hair.
Thanks to money and a lot of unpleasantness.
But now she has the best hair in this part of the country. It's too bad prices are down.
Would you like some cheese and honey?
I have no appetite.
I'd say,
$3 per pound.
Must I say things twice? Let him out, so he can roll around the piles of straw. When shove the mess in the stable, before he gets down the walls. Oh, what a life.
He's struggling like a man.
That's the way it is. Where are you going?
For a drink of water.
Bring a pitcher of cool water. You may sit down.
What about Angustia? When will she get married?
They are coming to us for her hand in 3 days.
You must be pleased.
Of course. Now you've spilled the salt.
You're not gonna get any worse than it is now.
It's always about sun.
That's enough.
Has he given you the ring yet?
Yes. Look at this.
Oh, it's lovely. 3 pearls in my days first spent years.
The fields have changed now. I don't think so. Things always been the same. Engagement rings are supposed to be diamonds.
It's more appropriate.
With pearls or without them, things are what you make of them.
Or what God makes of them.
Your furniture, they tell me it's lovely.
I spent 16,000 reales.
the best is the mirror wardrobe.
I never saw one of those fancy things.
All we had was a chest.
What's important is that things work out.
And you never know.
There's no reason why it shouldn't.
The last call. I'll back soon, so you can show me your clothes.
Whenever you like.
Good night. God be with you.
Goodbye, Prudencia.
God go with you. God will go with you.
We are through eating now.
I'm going to the front door to stretch my legs and get a little fresh air. I'll go with you.
Me too. I'm not going to get lost.
You should have company at night.
I've already told you. I want you to speak to your sister Martirio. What happened with the picture was just a joke. You should forget it.
You know she doesn't love me.
We each know what we are thinking inside. I don't pry into people's feelings, but I do want to keep up appearances and have harmony in the family. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's settled then.
Anyway, you're going to be leaving very soon.
Not soon enough, I feel.
What time did you finish plotting last night?
12:30.
What does Pepe have to say?
I find him distracted. He always talks to me as if he's thinking of something else. And if I ask him what's wrong, he answers, women have our own worries.
Don't ask him, especially after you're married. Speak if he speaks, and look at him when he looks at you. That way, you won't quarrel.
Mother, I think he hides many things from me.
Don't try to find about him. Don't ask him. And above all, don't ever let him see you cry.
I should be happy and I'm not.
It's all the same.
I often stare very hard at Pepe until he grows blurred behind the bars of the window, as if he were being covered by a cloud of dust, like the ones she stirred up.
That's because you're afraid.
I hope so.
Is he coming tonight?
No.
Then we'll go to bed earlier. Magdalena! She's asleep.
What a dark night. You can't see 2 steps ahead of you. And good night for me, for someone who needs a hiding place. The stallion was in the middle of the coral. So white, twice as big, completely filling the darkness. It was true. It was frightening. It was like an aberration. There are stars in the sky as big as fists. Our sister was staring so hard at them, she almost broke her neck. Don't you like them? I don't care what goes on about the rooftops. I have enough with what goes on inside these rooms.
That's how you are.
She has her way, and you have yours.
Good night.
Are you going to bed now?
Yes, the people coming to me.
Mother, when there's a shooting star, a flash of lightning, why do we say, bless Saint Barbara, why are you writing up so high, with holy water in the sky?
In the old days, we said many things we have forgotten.
I close my eyes so I won't see them. Not me. I like to see things blazing through the sky after being motionless year after year. But these things have nothing to do with us.
And it's better to don't think about them.
What a beautiful night. I like to stay up very late so I can enjoy the cooler from the fields.
But we have to go to bed. Magdalena!
She does off.
Magdalena!
Leave me in peace.
Go to bed.
You never leave a person alone. Good night.
You go too.
Why isn't Angustiaciense coming tonight?
He went on a trip.
See you in the morning.
Are you still here?
Enjoying the silence. And unable to find any trace of that monstrous thing you said is happening here.
Bernarda, let's forget about that conversation.
In this house, there is no question of yes or no. My vigilance takes care of that.
Nothing's happening on the surface. That's true. Your daughters are tucked away in a cupboard, and that's how they live. But neither you nor anyone else can see into their hearts.
My daughters breathe easily.
You care about that, because you're their mother. For me, looking after your house is enough.
Now you decide to become silent?
I know my place, and I'm at peace.
The trouble is, You have nothing to talk about. If there were grass growing in this house, you would bring every sheep of the neighborhood into grace.
I cover up more than you think.
Does your son still see Pepe at 4 o'clock in the morning? Do they still tell him the same malicious things about this house?
They say nothing.
Because they can't. Because there is no meat to bite into. Thanks to my watchful eyes.
Bernarda, I don't want to talk, because I'm afraid of what you'll do. But don't be too sure.
Absolutely sure.
When you least expect it, lightning strikes. When you least expect it, your heart stops.
Nothing is happening here. I'm quite prepared to deal with your suppositions.
Well, all the better for you.
All the better.
I have finished washing the dishes now. Is there anything else you want me to do, Bernarda?
Nothing.
What time
I'm
do you
going
want
to go.
What time do you want me to call you?
Don't. Tonight, I'm going to sleep well.
When you can't fight the tide, it's easier to turn your back so you don't see it.
She's so proud she puts her blindfold on herself.
I've tried to put a stop to all this, but now it frightens me too much. Do you hear this silence? Well, there's a storm brewing in every room. The day it bursts, we'll all be swept away. I've said what I had to say.
Bernarda thinks that no one can stand up to her. She doesn't realize the power a man can have over lonely women.
It's not all Pepe Romano's fault. It's true that last year he was at Terradela, and she was crazy for him. But she should have known who plays and not lead him on. A man is a man.
They say he spoke to Adela many times.
Yes, it's true. And other things.
I don't know what's going to happen here.
I would like to cross the ocean and get away from this house of turmoil.
But Bernarda is rushing the wedding day, and perhaps nothing will happen.
Things have already gone too far. Adela has made up her mind to do whatever it takes, and the others keep watch all the time.
Martirio too?
She's the worst. She's a well of poison. She knows El Romano's not for her, and she would crush the world if it were in her hand.
They are wicked.
They are women without men, that's all. When it comes to that, you even forget your own blood. Shh!
What is it?
The dogs are barking.
Someone must have walked past the front.
Didn't you go to bed?
I'm getting a drink of water.
I thought you were asleep.
I woke up thirsty. And what about you? Aren't you going to get some rest?
Right away.
Let's go.
We've earned our rest. Bernarda doesn't give me a moment rest the whole day. The dogs are barking like mad.
They are not going to let us sleep.
Ovejita, child of mine, come with me to the edge of the sea. The little land is at his door. Come on and give.
Grandmother, where are you going?
Are you going to open the door for me? Who are you?
How did you get here?
I escaped. Who are you?
Go to bed.
You're Martirio. Now I see you. Martirio. Face of a martyr. And when are you going to have a child? I have this one.
Where did you get that lamp?
I know it's a lamb. But why can't a lamb be a child? It's better to have a lamb than to have nothing. Bernarda, face of a leopard. Magdalena, face of a hyena.
Don't talk so loud.
It's true. Everything here is very dark. Just because I have white hair, you think I can have babies. And yes, babies and babies and babies. This child will have white hair and then have another child. And that one another. And all of us with hair of snow will be like the waves. One after another after another. Then we all settle down. And all of us with white hair will be foam on the sea. Why isn't there any white foam here? Here there's nothing but black morning shows.
Don't talk so loud. Be quiet.
When my neighbor had a child, I used to bring chocolate to her. And then she would bring some to me. And so on. Forever and ever and ever. You will have white hair, but the neighbors won't come. I have to go. But I'm afraid the dogs will bite me. Will you go out with me to the fields? I don't like the fields. I like houses, but houses that are open. And the men are outside sitting on the chairs. Pepe Roman is a giant. You will want him. But he's going to devour you. Because you're grains of wheat. Not grains of wheat, frogs without tongues.
Come on. Go to bed.
Yes, but later you let me out, won't you?
Of course.
Ovejita, child of mine, come with me to the edge.
Adela!
Why are you looking for me?
Stay away from that man.
Who are you to tell me that?
That's no place for a decent woman.
How you'd love to be there yourself.
Time has come for me to speak. Things can't go on like this.
But this is only the beginning. I have the strength to go forward. The looks and the courage I don't have. I saw death under this roof, and I went out to look for what is mine, what belongs to me.
That heartless man came here for someone else. You have come between them.
He came for the money. But his eyes were always for me.
I won't allow you to snatch him away. He's going to marry Angustia.
You know better than I that he doesn't love her.
I know.
You know, because you've seen that he loves me.
Yes.
He loves me. He loves me!
Recognize me if you like. But don't say that to me again.
That's why you're trying to keep me from going off with him. You don't care if he embraces a woman he doesn't love. Me neither. Yes, he could spend 100 years with Angustias. But if he embraces me, it seems terrible to you. Because you love him too. You love him!
Yes! Let me say it openly. Yes, let my breast explode like a bitter pomegranate. I love him.
Martirio. Martirio, it's not my fault.
Don't break me. Try to soften my eyes. My blood is no longer your blood. I try to see you as a sister. I only see you as a woman.
There's no solution here. If one of us has to drown, let her drown. Pepe Romano is mine. He takes me to the ridge at the edge of the river.
Never!
I can't stand the horror of this house anymore. Not after knowing the taste of his mouth. I will be what he wants me to be, with the whole town against me, branding me with their fiery fingers. And right in front of them, I will put on a crown of thorns, like any mistress of a married man.
Quiet!
Yes, yes. Let's go to sleep. Let him marry Angustias. I don't care anymore. But I will go to a little house, alone, where he will see me whenever he wants, whenever he feels the need.
That won't happen as long as I have one drop of blood in my body.
Not you. You're weak. I could bring a wild stallion to his knees with the strength of my little finger.
Don't raise your voice, I can't stand it. My heart is full of something so vicious, I can't keep it from smothering me.
They teach us to love our sisters. God must have abandoned me out in the middle of the darkness. Because I see you, as if I had never seen you before. Where are you going? Get away from the door.
Get back if you can!
Get away!
Mother! Stop it! Stop it!
How poor I am, with no bolt of lining between my fingers.
She was with him. Look at her petticoats covered in straw.
That's the man of a sinful woman!
The shouting in this prison is over! This is what I do with the tyrant's rod. No one gives me orders, but Pepe!
Adela!
I am his woman. Get that into your head and go out to the corral and tell him. He's out there, breathing like a lion.
My God! They're gone! Where is the gun?
No one is going to stop me.
You're not leaving here! You beautiful body! You're the son of our house!
Let her go! We will never see her again.
I dare you to fight me now!
That's the end of Pepe Romano.
Pepe! My God, Pepe!
Did you kill him? No, he ran upon his horse.
It was not my fault. A woman is not trained to use a gun.
Then why did you say that?
Because of her, I would have poured a river of blood over her head. Damn you!
European!
Adela! Adela, open up! Open up! Don't think the walls can hide your shame.
The neighbors are awake.
Open up or I will break the door! Ah!
What is it? May God keep us from coming to that end. No.
Not me. Pepe, you may go running off alive, but one day you will fall. Cut her down. She has died a virgin. Carry her to her room and dress her in white. No one is going to say a thing. She has died a virgin. Send word to bells to toll at twice at dawn.
Fortunate, 1,000 times over. She had him.
I want no weeping. We must look death to the face. Silence! Be quiet, I said! We will all draw ourselves in a sea of mourning. Tears when you're alone. Silence! The youngest daughter of Bernarda Alba has died a virgin. Silence! Silence! I said silence!